No one raised their voice at her table. 3 men, 3 rings, 1 woman. They all knew about each other, and they all stayed. Some said she used spells. Others said she used silence. She never explained. She never had to. They loved her, or needed her. Maybe both. Power isn't loud. Sometimes, it just serves dessert. And in that house, she served everything, even control. They had roles. Rules. Rituals. One handled money. One protected her name. One just stayed close. They never touched each other. Only her. She said it was balance, but it felt more like a test. She didn't demand loyalty. She harvested it. They smiled, obeyed, adored, and slowly fractured. Because love shared is never love spared. And someone was already cracking. He was the quiet one. The watcher. But lately, he'd started asking questions about her past. Her phone. That drawer she never opened. She watched him from the hallway. Barefoot. Unreadable. He didn't hear her breathing. He never did. She stepped forward and whispered, "That's not for you." He froze, then backed away like a child caught stealing. She smiled, but not with her eyes. He was the strong one, her shield, her rage, her anchor. But lately, he'd been unraveling. Every unanswered text felt like a betrayal. He hit the bag like it owed him the truth. The others were softer, thinkers, pleasers. He was fire, and fire doesn't wait. "Shay's hiding something," he muttered, breathless. And when fire starts asking questions, something always burns. She always dressed like nothing could touch her. Every movement was precise, controlled, calculated. He stood behind her, watching, wondering. "Do you ever feel guilty?" he asked, voice barely audible. She didn't flinch, didn't pause, just smiled at the mirror. "About what?" she replied. That answer told him everything, and nothing. He walked away with his heart half full and half gone. It was the first time they were alone, just the 3 of them. No candles, no wine, no instructions from her. Silence clung to the room like smoke. One cleared his throat. The other didn't look up. "Have you ever thought about leaving?" someone asked. No one answered, but no one denied it. The bond wasn't with each other. It was with her, and she was slowly pulling every string. He hadn't spoken to anyone outside the house in months, but secrets grow heavier when carried alone. He passed the folder without a word. Inside, photos, bank records, her real name. "Are you sure you want to know?" his friend asked. He nodded, eyes full of something broken. Truth wasn't a cure. It was a weapon, and he had just armed himself. She built her life in silence, and soaked in it too. The candles flickered, but her eyes didn't move. Regret never touched her, but memory did. A name, a scream, a door slamming long ago. She whispered to herself, "You chose this." But choice is just a word, and trauma is an echo. She knew they were slipping away, and she didn't know if she cared. It finally broke. The illusion, the balance, the silence. "Shay's using us," one shouted. "You knew what this was." Another snapped back. The third stood between them, hands up, voice trembling. "She made us feel like we mattered," he said. "To her? Or to each other?" They had no answer, just rage and confusion. And upstairs, she listened, smiling faintly in the dark. He didn't mean to find it, but he was already looking. Passports with different names, a gun, cash in foreign currency. Ditto. Everything about her had layers. This was the last one. She wasn't preparing to leave them. She was preparing for something worse. He held the pistol like it might explain something, but all it did was confirm his worst thought. She was never theirs, never anyone's. She whispered, promises under the moonlight. You're the only one I truly trust, she said. But the others watched and heard every word. It wasn't love. It was a chessboard. And tonight, she moved her knight. He leaned closer, drunk on her breath, blind to the trap. In the shadows, jealousy bloomed like rot, and someone finally decided to strike first. The hallway exploded in shouts and fists. He snapped. Months of tension unleashed in one blow. You think she loves you? He roared. The other barely fought back, just stared in disbelief. You're all fools, he whispered, wiping blood from his lip. From the stairs she screamed his name, but too late. 2 men, 1 woman, no rules left. And now, even she had lost control. He left before sunrise. No note, no goodbye, just a ring on the nightstand, and silence. She walked in and stared at the space where he used to sleep. For a moment, her mask slipped. She had lost one. Not to death, to disappointment. And maybe that hurt more. But she didn't chase him, because queens don't run after pawns. The kitchen was quiet. Too quiet. He flipped through the notebook, her notebook. Dates, names, codes, places no one knew she'd been. She planned all of this, he muttered. The other man just nodded, hollow-eyed. She doesn't love us. She studies us. Ah, they weren't men anymore. They were subjects, and someone needed to end the experiment. She stood barefoot, flame dancing in her hand. A single page burned. Something neither man could read. You want the truth? She asked without turning around. They froze in the doorway, unsure whether to run or answer. I made you love me. I needed to know if I could. Ash drifted to the floor like snow. She turned, eyes wild and empty. Now I'm done. And the room went still, just before it shattered. The mirror cracked, like something inside him finally snapped. He screamed, but she didn't flinch. You broke us, he shouted. All of us. She stepped closer. No, you broke yourself when you gave me everything. There was no fear in her voice, only truth. He turned to leave, but the house wouldn't let him. It wasn't walls that trapped them. It was memory, and hers were sharper than glass. He found the photo, buried it in an old box. She looked different. Younger, unsure, almost kind. He stared at it like it held the answer to everything. What happened to you? He whispered. She didn't destroy them out of hate. It was something older, deeper. She didn't know how to be loved, only worshipped. He stood up slowly, leaving the photo behind in the grass. Some women are not meant to be saved, only survived. The house was quiet now, too quiet to feel like victory. One gone, one broken, one vanished without goodbye. She walked through the ruins like a queen without a kingdom. Their voices echoed, soft, accusing, loving, bitter. She had everything and nothing. No tears, no rage, just silence. She whispered, I didn't want love. I wanted power, and in the end, both left her behind.